Welcome back to Real Life Reviews, and in this video we're continuing our theme of heading towards the pool and away from open water for our winter swim training. In particular, we're now looking at some pool goggles, these ones being the Speedo Fastskin Pure Focus Mirror Goggles. Wow, that's a bit of a sentence for a title of a pair of goggles. Now I've got to confess that historically I've not been a fan of pool goggles. I like my open water goggles, and I've always gone with the kind of train with what you're going to compete in and get used to them. I also like the idea that open water goggles have more of an on the socket, if I can just get a pair here, a much wider, bigger eye socket and sit on the socket, whereas pool goggles tend to sit in the socket, and I've always found them a little bit uncomfortable, particularly if I'm doing any racing and I've got them on quite tight so I don't lose them in the dive, and that's my technique probably, you'll say. But I've always shied away from pool goggles. Well, the first thing about these is they are incredibly comfortable, far more comfortable than any pool goggles that I've worn before. Their Speedo's trademarked what they call IQ Fit, and they call it a 3D goggle seal, and it's closer to an on socket, so they do sit in the socket, but the seal does fit much more round the outside, and it's a much more comfortable fit all round. There are a number of features about these goggles that are an improvement from Speedo's perspective, but also that I like. So first off, let's go with what Speedo say. They reckon that these goggles have a 5% reduced drag versus their Fastskin Elite goggles. Now, is that significant? Well, we've got to assume that Speedo have done their research and have got the figures and it's accurate, in which case any reduction in drag has got to be a benefit. Speedo also claim that these goggles have a much better anti-fog, and they last, the anti-fog that is, lasts 2 times longer than their previous goggles. Can I attest to that? Well, what I can say is I've been wearing these for a few months now, and I've got absolutely no problem with the anti-fog. A, it works, and B, it's still working. And I'm wearing these at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. I'm still trying to get into open water a little bit. So I can attest to the anti-fog. The other really nice point about these goggles is if I turn them around and try to show you the rear, then what you'll see is you'll see little numbers and mark points on the straps. Now these are Speedo's fit point markers, and what they enable you to do is set them up so they're perfect for you, and then you can simply just check each time before you put them on that they're in the right position, or should you have a thicker hat on, or wear them for, I don't know why you might wear them outdoors, but maybe with a neoprene cap and you've lengthened them, it's very easy to put them back to where your favourite position is. The next point about these goggles is they actually have quite a decent angle of view. Again, traditionally open water goggles have a much better angle of view, so you can sight and see around. In pool goggles tend to be much more narrow focus. These goggles do have a really good, for a set of pool goggles, angle of view, so yet another plus point for these Speedos. My final point about these goggles though comes with regard to the nose bridge on them. And when you buy the goggles, they come with a nice hard plastic case, and they also come with, if I just open the case up, they come with a little pack with 2 different sized nose bridges, as well as the one bridge that's on the goggles, so an option of 3. So you're going to get a fit pretty much for anybody on those goggles. But what's really good about them is that unlike a lot of other nose bridge and adjustable or removable swappable nose bridges which pop in and out, and maybe this is my fault and it's the way I handle them, but if I'm in the pool and I need to remove my goggles or move them up because I'm looking, I can't read the board for the next drill or the next set, I find that a lot of them come apart, especially the ones that you pop in. Whereas these nose bridges, they're quite clever, and Speedo call it a bit of a hybrid design, and they reckon it's not only good for durability but also for comfort. But what I like is they simply slide off and they slide back on, and I've never had a problem with these with them coming apart, whereas with other pool goggles I can move them up and then the bridge will come apart. Again, you might say I'm being ham-fisted and not treating them properly, but almost the best aspect of these goggles for me is the nose bridge system. There we are then, the Speedo Fastskin Pure Focus Mirror Goggles. A real mouthful of a title, but really good pool goggles. Can I recommend them? Absolutely, I do. I really love these goggles. I've worn them now for about 3 months and I'm going to wear them to death. They are great goggles. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. In the description down below, there's a link to Wiggle, one of our partners, and if you want to buy these goggles or any of the other Speedo Fastskin or other pool goggles, then you can go through that link and get them from there. Every little bit that you spend, we get a tiny amount, which helps keep the channel going. You pay no more. Indeed, you can even get some really good bargains. If you haven't yet subscribed, then click on the little round picture down there or visit our website, which is just down there. For some other swimming related videos, up there we have the Finis Tempo trainer, and up there we have the Finis Edge training fins. So thank you again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon.